Now, a lot of people have been sending me this, and I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about it or not, but I seen a little trailer that was made by, I guess it's a fan-created thing, of a Berserk anime of basically straight up 2D and essentially what fans have always asked for, so to speak. Berserk is finally getting the anime it deserves from fans. Berserk has been making quite a few headlines recently as writer Koji Mori and the artist at Studio Gaga have started a new arc in the pages of the manga, exploring Guts and company as they struggle with the loss of Elfheim and a new problem that has met them on the high seas. The Eastern Exile arc is aiming to explore the world at large. While the Berserk franchise has yet to announce if any new anime projects are on the way, one fan studio is taking matters into its own hands. The last time Berserk received an anime adaptation, it was in the form of Berserk Memorial Edition. The anime adaptation took material from the trilogy of films that retold the Golden Age arc, while adding in some new scenes that have never made their way to the silver screen originally. While the series received a number of animated projects, there's still quite a bit of story material from the Bleak manga series that has yet to be adapted that could give fans multiple seasons in the future. Studio Eclipse might be working on the quote-unquote The Black Swordsman, but this isn't their first rodeo in the anime medium, as they had previously created an alternate ending for the Scout Regiment in Attack on Titan no Requiem. Here's how Eclipse broke down the description of the fan-made project that is on its way. Collaborating with amazing artists like Mark Reimer, we aim to create a proper 2D adaptation of the stories that have been neglected of this medium, starting from the beginning. The studio has yet to reveal when fans can expect the series to make landfall, but is clearly putting efforts into retelling the story of Berserk via the Black Swordsman arc. And I'll be honest with you, it looks good, but just keeping it all the way real, I guess you would say when it comes to stuff like this with fan-made projects and whatnot, I have very little faith because, for one, at any given time, the people that actually own the rights to Berserk can dead all of this. They can literally hit you with copyright strikes and cease and desist, and that's the end of it. So that's already one. Like, technically, you're not supposed to be doing this. It's somebody else's property. In fact, I would argue, why not just put all these resources into, like, an original piece of material that would probably help you a lot more than this if you're trying to, you know, become an established creative in that field or whatnot. But, you know, that's already strike one. Strike two, I've seen historically in the past when fans take up, like, I remember there was a plan to do the Bleach Dhalsim and Blood War anime. Those fans that was like putting together, they were putting a lot of time. Like, making anime takes a lot of time, especially when it's a small team, especially when there's no money involved or real financial, you know, gain involved. Like, this is the full-time job for a lot of people. So I don't have faith that they're going to be able to put together, like, you know, a full-on adaptation of Berserk. Like, it'll be cool to see in little spurts, like, hey, this piece of animation, but historically I've seen where fans, again, say, like, yo, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and most of the time they crash and burn after a few episodes, and it's the end of it, and fans have been waiting for, like, a year, 2 years for that little piece of animation. So I'm gonna just hold out and say, like, eventually the Japanese will get to making the proper Berserk that we've all been wanting and deserving. But this right here, it looks cool, but I'm not gonna hold my breath on this becoming a big deal, or, you know, the Japanese not saying, hey, you're using our properties, take this down right now, or we're gonna sue you to Kingdom Come, you know? Please hit that subscribe button and that bell, I'd greatly appreciate it. In case you don't know, I got an album out right now called The Rise of Tim Roosevelt. You can listen to it on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever you get your music from. Check it out. Moving forward, more Berserk news. Apparently, Berserk writer hints at series finale timeline. Following the tragic passing of creator Kentaro Miura, many believe that Berserk will remain unfinished. Luckily, good friends of Miura and writer Koji Mori and the artist at Studio Gaga decided that in order to honor the deceased mangaka, they would aim to end the story of Guts and the Band of the Hawk. While the new creative team hasn't confirmed how many additional chapters Berserk has left before it will come to an end, Mori hinted in a recent interview that manga readers might be waiting for quite some time for the grand finale. Following Miura's passing, Mori and Gaga have been throwing some interesting curveballs at Guts and his allies. When Griffith arrived at, okay, we're not going to get into spoilers, we're jumping over, okay, boom. In a recent interview, Koji Mori stated that Berserk won't take more than 10 years to finish. While the writer didn't commit to the number of chapters that the brutal manga series has left, the creative team clearly has a roadmap thanks to discussions and notes that they received from Kentaro Miura before his passing. Before Guts' story ends, he will have some tough roads ahead of him. Unfortunately, Berserk has yet to reveal a new adaptation. So yeah, he said it won't take more than 10 years to finish, but that doesn't mean like, okay, so it could take 10 years. It won't take more than that, but it could take up to 10 years. So expect Berserk for the time to come. And I think as the years pass by, if it keeps on at a level of quality, I think people are going to start really, because I don't see much backlash anyways of like, it's not Miura doing it. And on top of that, I think fans are kind of just going to come around to the idea of like, yo, it's still Berserk. These are the people Miura trusted. The art isn't far off. And if the story is still as good as when Miura was doing it, because he left behind a lot of notes and whatnot, and they were around him for a long time, then I think fans are going to come around to it for the most part moving forward. But damn, it won't take more than 10 years, but that means it could take about 10 years. It's crazy. What the hell?
Thought you would have been, wish you would have been. Maybe I was wrong, it was me all along.